We change the world and history right here where we're from. It's new beginning to you and me, cause we're not done. In our city, in our city, in our city, we're not done. I appreciate that.
Okay, then. This has been a tough week for me. My equipment don't want to work, but I stuck to it, and I think we're doing okay. I believe. I'm not exactly sure at the moment, but if there's anybody out there that can help my brother out, let me know because I'm not really sure what we're doing at the moment, but we are trying. So somebody's looking. So hopefully you can hear us. Now I got to do my regular thing. I got to do my daily bread. Man, it's been a tough week, and it's Friday. I don't normally do this on Friday, but since I sort of like bailed out yesterday because my equipment wasn't working. And you know what it was? It was the cable. When I came in this morning, guess what? Same cable. So, okay, but I ain't finna buy a new computer for this. Now we gonna stick with the one we got here. But so let me go ahead on to our daily bread and a couple other things, and then when we get back, of course, we'll be able to talk about whatever it is that you guys want to talk about this morning. I'm sorry I'm a little late, but I'm glad this ain't the army, man. I'd be in trouble right now. Woo, I'd be sitting in front of the sergeant major and the first sergeant. Man, come on. Woo, being a civilian is a good thing sometimes. Anyway, folks, let me go right there. All right, make sure I get that squared away. So we'll be back uno momento. So you guys hang loose. Okay, hang loose. Don't go in place. Don't do anything wrong that I wouldn't do. So we'll come back right after these messages, our daily bread, and our couple life blueprint. Okay, that's what I wanted to play the other day, but it didn't work out for me too good. So we'll be right back after these messages. First of all, let me make sure I put this right here, right quick. Anyway, good morning, everybody. Now, y'all better make sure you say good morning to me this morning, because if you don't, I'm gonna feel really depressed. RDAILYBREAD. That's the most important part of the show, as a matter of fact. Okay, so let me get this thing going, and we shall be all right. Okay, hang loose. We'll be right back after the most important part of the show is played. Okay.
Hi, and welcome to today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread. Today's reading was written by Patricia Rabin. In the city of Philadelphia, when weedy vacant lots were cleaned up and brightened with beautiful flowers and trees, nearby residents also brightened in overall mental health. This proved especially true for those who struggled economically. There's a growing body of evidence that green space can have an impact on mental health, said Dr. Eugenia South, and that's particularly important for people living in poorer neighborhoods. South, a faculty member at the University of Pennsylvania's Perelman School of Medicine, is co-author of a study on the subject. The downtrodden people of Israel and Judah found fresh hope in the prophet Isaiah's vision of their beautiful restoration by God. Amid all the doom and judgment Isaiah foretold, this bright promise in Isaiah 35 took root. The desert and the parched land will be glad. The wilderness will rejoice and blossom. Like the crocus, it will burst into bloom. It will rejoice greatly and shout for joy. No matter our situation today, we too can rejoice in the beautiful ways our Heavenly Father restores us with fresh hope, including through His creation. When we feel down, reflecting on His glory and splendor will bolster us. Strengthen the feeble hands, steady the knees that give way, Isaiah encouraged. Can a few flowers rekindle our hope? A prophet said yes. So does our hope-giving God. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from Isaiah chapter 35, verses 1 through 4. The desert and the parched land will be glad. The wilderness will rejoice and blossom. Like the crocus, it will burst into bloom. It will rejoice greatly and shout for joy. The glory of Lebanon will be given to it, the splendor of Carmel and Sharon. They will see the glory of the Lord, the splendor of our God. Strengthen the feeble hands. Steady the knees that give way. Say to those with fearful hearts, be strong, do not fear, your God will come. He will come with vengeance, with divine retribution. He will come to save you. Let's pray. Oh God, thank you for the splendor of your creation, pointing us to your glory and reviving our hope in you. When we're feeling alone and sad, please lift our eyes to see the beauty of your creation and remind us of your great love. Thank you, Lord. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
Shout, counter marching all about, and those caissons go rolling along. For it's high, high in the field artillery, count out their numbers.
Good morning. Hope everybody's actually doing well because I'm getting all these microphones all messed up. You know what I'm doing? I'm going to. I can't afford it at the moment, but I'm going on eBay and I'm going to get me a fantastic microphone. Okay, because this one right here is. I don't know what it was the last couple of days, but it's been rough. But that's it. But I'm glad you guys sticking with me because I got some things I want to talk about right now. People, you know what? People call me hypocrite, right? Because I gave all that great information out this week, and I'm not going to leave early today, so I'm gonna go to do the whole 2 hours. So don't worry about it, guys. We good to go. Probably be here till about 10 o'clock, probably. Um, so we're going to talk about some things though, because people won't believe their lying ears. Okay, I gave all that information the other day about the crime and about the cities that have the most crime and the worst education systems in this country are ran by Democrats. That's who it's ran by. I even gave you the mayor's names. Okay, the cities, the party affiliation. Gave it to you, and then said, "Well, you're such a hypocrite. You're not telling the truth." Listen, I didn't vote for them people. Other people did. Okay, I didn't do it. But anyway, so before we get involved in any of that right now, we were talking about the other day, and I'll tell you, Martin Luther King had a speech called "Your Life's Blueprint," and a lot of people, I normally used to quote it every morning. Um, if you cannot run, if it walk. If you cannot walk, crawl. But whatever you do, keep moving forward. That's part of it. Well, this morning I got it. I'm gonna play with you, and then I'll shut up, and then we'll get on to some other things. But however, I wasn't even able to do my religious. I had the Catholics were supposed to come on yesterday. Also, Zacchaeus Bird, the superintendent of education, will be with us on next Thursday at 11 o'clock. He can do another time. Now I can do it at 11 and take it live, or I can do it at 11 and play it later. I'm going to ask you guys, which one do you want me to do? Because most of us got a job. Okay, except me. This ain't really a job. This is, this is fun. Anyway, so let's go to your life's blueprint, because it's important. And again, this is what I always tell people: it is important what you believe in life, because those are the things that make you who you are. I was going to play Be Kind, but that was for yesterday. But today, it is Your Life's Blueprint, and it's by Martin. It's a speech Martin Luther King gave some time ago, but it still is relevant today. And then once we get done, it ain't very long either. And once we get done with that one, then we'll get on to some other conversation. And the big lie, there's another lie. Somebody told another lie this week. Big lie, big lie. Just because, listen, ladies and gentlemen, just because you put it on the internet, don't make it true. Okay, I'm just saying, don't make it true because you put it on the internet. You think that you're the smartest guy in the world, except the smartest guy in the world is right here on the radio. So, okay, not the smartest guy, but one of them. Okay, one of them. All right. So, Life Blueprint, that's what's coming up next. And you guys hang loose.
I want to ask you a question, and that is, what is in your life's blueprint? This is the most important and crucial period of your lives, for what you do now and what you decide now at this age may well determine which way your life shall go. And whenever a building is constructed, you usually have an architect who draws a blueprint. And that blueprint serves as the pattern, as the guide, as the model for those who are to build the building. And a building is not well erected without a good, sound, and solid blueprint. Now, each of you is in the process of building the structure of your lives. And the question is whether you have a proper, a solid, and a sound blueprint. And I want to suggest some of the things that should be in your life's blueprint. Number one in your life's blueprint should be a deep belief in your own dignity, your own worth, and your own somebodyness. Don't allow anybody to make you feel that you are nobody. Always feel that you count. Always feel that you have worth. And always feel that your life has ultimate significance. Don't be ashamed of your color. Don't be ashamed of your biological features. Somehow you must be able to say in your own lives and really believe it, I am black but beautiful. Now, in your life's blueprint, be sure that you have that a principle of somebodyness. Secondly, in your life's blueprint, you must have as a basic principle the determination to achieve excellence in your various fields of endeavor. You're going to be deciding as the days and the years unfold what you will do in life, what your life's work will be. And once you discover what it will be, set out to do it and to do it well. And I say to you, my young friends, that doors are opening to each of you. Doors of opportunity are opening to each of you that were not open to your mothers and to your fathers. And the great challenge facing you is to be ready to enter these doors as they open. I want to ask you a question, and that is, what is in your life's blueprint? This is the most important.
Something he said, if you're going that it was the rest of it was about the street sweeper. If you're going to be a painter, be a Michelangelo. If you're going to be a builder, build with the best of them. And anyway, I'll have to find the rest of it later on. I thought that was the whole thing, but it isn't, unfortunately. But it gets to the point though. The point, and which is one of the reasons why I cannot stand the philosophy of the Democratic Party. I cannot stand it because it's not about overcoming obstacles. It's about blaming the obstacles sometimes. It's not about doing your best, okay, but just do the best you can, okay, which gives you it gives you the choice. Like you got a choice. Like we like you really have a choice in life to do the best you can. I mean, really, you don't. Not if you want to be somebody. Not if you want to be somewhere. Not if you want to climb the ladder. You can stand at the bottom of the ladder all you want to. Say, "Boy, I sure wish I was up there. Sure wish I was at the top of that ladder." And some people don't think they have to climb. They don't think that. But that's a whole different story. Anyway, be the best you can be. What is in your life? What is in your life blueprint? It's important what you believe, because everything we do is determined by the decision, like Martin Luther King said, by the decisions we make today. Lord knows I done made some ringers before, but I'm not by myself in that area. A lot of us have, but I can only speak for me. And I made some dallies, some doobies, um, but by the grace of God, I'm not on the street out there with a sign. Now, I really don't have a whole lot of respect for people who set up with signs. If you got enough energy to sit out there all day long with a sign, then you can probably get a job. You could probably get a job. Anyway, what is our number? Okay, did I put our numbers here? No, I didn't. Okay, well, make sure I put the numbers there so we can, because we have a lot of things to talk about. We got some things to talk about today. But first of all, I want to tell you about that big lie that somebody told the other day. Big lie, big lie. I'm talking about a lie this big. Okay. Well big, this big, right? This big, right? Big lie. Big lie. Okay. Somebody called this show the other day and said that the president of the United States told the Smithsonian Institute to get rid of the black stuff. No, there's no ambiguity there in what he said. Now, Donald Trump may not be the smartest guy in America. I will grant you that. But he certainly is not the dumbest guy in America that would tell the Smithsonian not to get rid of all the black stuff in the Smithsonian Institute. Okay. Anybody who believes that's an idiot. Okay. But there are people out there that believe that. There are people out there that actually believe that crap. Okay. So I did some research on the deal. I went out and found it. I did some research on it. And here is actually what happened. Okay. So first of all, let me clarify. The claim that Trump took all black people out of the Smithsonian, it's absolutely 100%, 2,000% false. He's not that big of an idiot. Okay. Okay. But there was an executive order that was issued. Okay. That was issued in March this year. President Trump signed an executive order titled Restoring Truth and Sanity to American History. And again, remember, history is told by the guy that's telling it. Okay. He directed Vice President J.D. Vance to spearhead a review of the Smithsonian Institute content to eliminate what the administration labeled improper, divisive, or race-centered ideology. Okay. It focused on reviewing exhibits, online content, and this is other word that I can't even pronounce this. Curatorial. Well, anyway, whatever it is, Curatorial. Curatorial practices. I guess that's how you procure. I guess what you're going to procure. I guess in 8 Smithsonian museums, including the National Museum of African American History and Culture, NMAAHC. Okay, he said review it, not move it. Review it. The order called for a comprehensive review and potential revisions, not outright removal of Black history or Black people from the Smithsonian. So it was a crock anyway. Okay, and review was to be submitted in 30 days with changes to be implemented over 120 days. I guess a lot. So I think if you go to Washington D.C. right now, though, and you see the Smithsonian, you'll see contribution by Black folks still in there. Okay, just want to let you know that. Okay, I just want to let you know. So people who tell these lies, just listen. I understand the fact that a lot of people don't like the guy. There's some days he's not my favorite. Some days he ain't my favorite day either. But we as Americans, we are putting the president of the United States' life in jeopardy because we got a lot of fools out here who will believe the things they hear on the internet. I mean, he already almost got shot at the at whatever retreat he was doing, that thing he was doing a few months ago. Um, I'm just saying that maybe we should cut out some of the hatred, the speak. Um, and black folks think sometimes we can talk about anybody we want to. We can tell any lie we want to anybody, but Lord have mercy, let somebody tell a lie on you. Woo-hoo. Let somebody tell a lie on you, and then all hell gonna break loose. Okay, I'm just saying we might want to chill on some of that stuff, black and white folks. We just ought to chill on. So that lie that was told the other day on this show, okay, on this show about the president having having had ordered that all the black memorabilia, all the black history was to be removed from the Smithsonian Institute. I mean, it's getting to the point now in America. The Supreme Court should rule on this. Here's what I think. We ought to have a law where if you knowingly tell a lie, you can be subject to not punishment. We ain't gonna put you in jail. Subject to being fined civilly. Okay, it just the lies and the internet. Listen, just because you say it don't make it true. Okay, just because you think it doesn't make it true. Okay, we got to do better than this. We live in a country where people. I mean, if you want an education of some sort, you can get it. Okay. Don't be taking up gender studies though, and what's a man and what's a woman and what's a woman and what's a man. Because by the time you get to college, if you haven't figured that out already, you don't need to be in college. Okay, that's the only one I got. That's the only one I got for you this morning. Don't do that. But you can take anything else. We got science, and with AI, and see, I don't even trust AI to tell you the truth because I think it can lie too. But because AI is only as good as the programmer that programs it. I think it's going to certainly change our country. The AI thing is certainly going to change our country. Now, if you disagree, 334-521-2963. I think anyway, somebody call me anyway, make sure my phone is working. Because I don't want to have another faux pas today. Okay. I don't want to do that. Okay. So what else is going on? Has anybody before I get on anything, has anybody used like these job services, Indeed or Blue Recruiter or whatever they call it? I've been using them, and here's what I found out. Here's what they do. They do this, and it absolutely ticks me off. They sell your information. I have got at least 5,000 places sent me emails. Hey, this is a job for you. Okay. So you call them up. Oh yeah, we don't have that anymore. So why y'all keep sending this junk to me? I mean, it makes you not even want to go online. And here's what you do. When you go on these sites looking for a job, the minute you put your email address or your phone number in there, Katie bar the door. They sell that stuff to everybody. My Lord, I didn't get. Since the first of the year, I probably got at least 10,000 pieces of email, uh, and 40,000 calls asking me, do I need to borrow some money? Now, people say, well, get the money. Well, I did. When I was younger, I did get the money. I went out and got the money and had to pay the money back. Okay. One day, my credit was so good before I got laid off my job. My credit was so good that I could go down the street, and it happened to me one day. I was going down the street one day in a car, and PNC Bank called me. And they said, now all of this took place in about 90 seconds. They said, you need some money? I said, sure, I can take some money. Because I wasn't thinking when I answered the question. Well, okay, how much you need? I had $20,000. Do you know, in 90 seconds in my car going down the road, I was able to get a loan for $20,000. So I didn't believe it. I thought they were full of crapola. So I went to the bank and said, give me the money. You know what they did? They gave me the money. Now, the worst thing they could do is give me the money. So I took the money back the next day. I just wanted to know what it felt like to have $20,000 in your hand at one time. I had never felt that. But since I got older, I said, well, um, I said, well, since I'm older now, I know I got to pay the money back. Like my son tells me all the time, "Hey, Dad, my oldest son, can you help me buy a? Can you help me?" Now here's his. Let me tell you what his rationale is. He said, "Well, Dad, will you help me buy this what do you call them things that you drive around the country in and you live in it or whatever the case may be?" He wanted me to help him. I forgot what they call them. I call them rolling houses. Some of them are big, some of them are not, but they got some fantastic ones out there right now. I can't afford one, but they got some fantastic. What do they call these things? Anyway, the numbers here are somebody call and tell me because I can't remember what they call them. Okay, I cannot tell you what the name was. But anyway, so the deal was, he said, "Dad, can you help me buy this?" I said, "How much is it? 150?" I said, "What, $150 a month?" "No, it's $150,000. He says, "Will you co-sign for me?" I said, do I look like I got food on the top of my forehead? Really? Seriously? You want me $150,000 and you gonna ride in it? Now let me tell you what his response was. "Well, Dad, you're 68 years old now, and you probably won't be around anyway long enough to pay it off." So I said, "Come on, man. What you say may be true, but you don't have to keep reminding me. Come on, brother." So I said, "Not only no, but hell no, I ain't gonna sign for it now." So what he wanted to happen was I signed for it, I kicked the bucket, and since it's in my name, it goes on my credit. Of course, you don't have credit in heaven. You don't need credit in heaven. If you actually make it up there, you're in pretty good shape. So I don't need credit up there. But I'm hoping to to go up there. That's where I'm hoping to go. I know some days it don't look good, but I'm still I'm working on it. All right, I'm working on it. So anyway, so we have to be careful the things we do in life. Everybody knows that. Like Martin Luther King said, your life's blueprint is important. But if that little Negro child of mine believe I'm going to pay cosign on $150,000 loan, he's not as smart as I gave him credit for. Okay, and his only rationale is that, well, you may not be alone much long, you may not be alive much longer anyway. They don't worry about paying for it. So you want me to just go pay for it, don't pay for it, and the debt be all in my name? Okay, debt be all in my name. Who they say we are? Who say we are robots, reprogram and then program? Listen, I don't necessarily that's what brainwashing is. Brainwashing. That's what got black folks who've been programmed to vote Democrat at 98% of the time. 98% of the people who vote Democrat. 98% of black folks who vote Democrat. Okay, and that you want to talk about programming. That's it. That's why we have no power, no political power whatsoever. We just have none. That's why nothing ever changes because the Republicans know that we've been programmed to vote Democrat. Democrats know we've been programmed to vote Democrat. And all you have to do is bring up the R word. And my Lord, we're going to run to the polls. Well, let's vote for them. All you got to do is say somebody's racist. Boy, that's it. Now, here's something that I wanted to talk about today. Even though, and I really want some participation on this. Yeah, I really do because we always have these symposiums. One of the biggest complaints about Trump from black folks, he racist. Okay, well he is. He maybe, I don't know. I don't care if he is or not. But you do realize that it is not race that keeps us apart. Nobody's color ever fell off because you went to a store and there was white folks in it, and white folks did not magically turn black because we walked it because our colors fell off and got onto them. It's not about color. Now it used to be, and to a couple of people out there who still harbor this insane ideology that black folks are somehow inferior to them, well, that's their problem. Okay, that's their problem. They'll find out sooner or later how wrong they are. When they get in the hospital and the guy who fixes them up is a black man, they'll be oh, I'm sorry about what I said years ago. Yeah, right. I hear you. But anyway, a lot of people think that it's about color. I don't happen to think so. Now, I want somebody to call me this morning, if you're out there, or send me a text. Tell me at what time in your life were you denied something strictly because of your color? Okay, I want to hear. As a matter of fact, if you go around the state government around here, you think only black folks work there, except in high offices, of course. You think only black people work there. Um, um, so tell me, it is not color. It is not color. It is a culture, and whether that culture is perceived or real, it is still a culture issue. It's not a color issue anymore. It is a culture issue. People are not running from Montgomery to go to Millbrook, Prattville, Wetumpka because of black folks. They are running because somehow we've allowed our kids to become monsters on the street. Not all of them, of course. Monsters on the street. Okay. The shootings going. I think we got 42 murders already. I believe the other day. Well, that was up until I don't know how. I think we got more than 42 now, and that's just the murders. That's got nothing to do with the shootings, the stabbings, the burglaries, the property crime, and stuff like that. And listen, every once in a while, you know what really surprises me sometimes when you look in the newspaper. Okay, when you look in the newspaper. Okay, and as a white guy, it's a whoo. I'm glad we skipped that one because the white guy finally did something. Okay, it's about here we go. Here we go. It's about generational theft of identity, culture, style, and spirituality. How does that make it right for us, our young folks, to wreak havoc on the streets of Alabama, all over this nation? How does that? I mean, how does that? I don't understand. I don't listen. My mom didn't have anything. So there wasn't much to steal from them. Being born in the Delta of Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi, they didn't have anything to steal. So tell me, explain that to me. Call me on there. I like to hear what you're saying. Explain that to me. It's about generational theft of identity. Yeah, identities were stolen. We don't know who the hell we are. We don't know. We know that the name Elkins is not an African name. It's a Celtic name, as a matter of fact. And it was up there, and somewhere up in Virginia is where the Elkins started in this country. So we know that. Okay, but what's that got to do with? I didn't know anything about it. Didn't bother me. You can't miss what you've never seen or what you've never had. Okay, but so what generational theft of identity culture? My identity started 1957 in May 16th, as a matter of fact. And now I don't remember that day, but evidently it had to happen because I'm still here. Okay, so and we got to stop using that. We got to stop using these made up philosophies because we live in America. If we wanted to, if we all wanted to, if we went to Africa, Africans don't really like black folks from America. They don't. In some countries, they don't, because they say that we. Yeah, I did. Yeah, you stole bikes because you didn't have any money. I was stupid. I was a thief. That's right. I did, but because I was blaming everybody else too. Well, I know they got that bike from somebody because they got more money than I got. I blame them too. Yeah. So I'm not telling you things I don't know about. I've done it, but I've never. I can tell you for sure that I've never murdered anybody. I never broke in anybody's house. No, I did when I was down. I did grab a couple 10 speeds. That was one of my only worst crimes when I was coming up. I used to go around taking people's 10 speeds. I didn't have one. So And because I was brainwashed to think that it was always somebody else's fault, we had 8 kids in the house, didn't hardly have no food, nothing like that all the time, but somehow we made it. But I hated that life. I just hated it. My daddy didn't show up. He wasn't nowhere. And again, I got the same problem a lot of folks today have. If my father had been in my life, I saw him one day out of my whole life. I saw the guy one day. If he'd have been in my life, maybe things would have been a little easier. I maybe have been a little worse. I don't know. But I do know that not having, and it's an issue that we as Black men accept, and it ought not be. You ought to be, you don't got to be with a woman, because we break up all the time. Lord, me, I got a history of it. But you don't leave your kids to wander in the forest. Okay? Not by themselves. And the forest I'm talking about is the forest of life. You give them some guidance, and sometimes they act up because there's nobody there to stop them. So, and the problem is, and let's stop using the word, he don't have a father. That's a lie. Every child, when women say that, that absolutely irks me. Every child that has ever been born, has a father. But what you don't have is a dad. And dad, that's that relationship between between the father and daughter, father and son. That's a dad. What we don't have in our communities are dads. We just don't. We just don't. A lot of them don't. And we got a lot of them too. But we've been, for the last 50, 60, 70 years, we've been too busy telling people what you cannot do. My mother had a thing. I lived down the street from Notre Dame. Okay, the University of Notre Dame. No, that ain't. Okay, you know what I mean. All right. So anyway, what father means to further? Where the hell that come from? What? Huh? Well, I guess it furthers a generation. I guess. I mean, I guess. That's good. But I'll have to look that one up and see that's what, because I don't think biologically that's what father means. I mean, I don't. I mean, further you go up in there, maybe, I don't know. But anyway, I don't know if that's true, but we'll see it. Okay, this guy says Africans love America. Yeah, sure they have. They come here for the same reason that other people come here, because economically, there's a better opportunity to make it here than almost any place in the world if you're willing to put in the work. And it seems like to me that everybody from every place else is willing to come here and put in the work, except us. Sometimes we don't want to do it. So they're gonna continue to come. Hell, I'd come too. I don't blame the Mexicans for coming over here. I'd come too. Give me a shot at that American dream. I'm on the boat. Okay, however I got to get here. We got Cuba coming across the ocean. People coming in boats, nothing to eat, nothing. So I don't blame people for coming here. Okay, no, I don't blame anybody. But again, though, there's a right way, and I think, if we were to be honest with one another, I think that we are somewhat prejudiced and we're somewhat discriminatory in America now when it comes to certain groups of people coming to America. Because it can't be about land, because we got all kinds of land that we can use. All kinds of land that we can use and give. Did you know everybody in the world can fit in one state? If you stood them up, it don't even take a whole state, as a matter of fact. If you stood them up shoulder to shoulder, one big county in America could house we could fit in one city. Okay, one city. So it's not about land. I don't think. Kevin, read your whole statement completely. Well, let me see here. What was the whole statement? Africans love America. They've been coming here before they show the Europeans how to get here to our ancestral paradise. Well, listen, listen. We have great memories as people who weren't here. Honestly, and now y'all got to make my mind up. I keep hearing that Africa is the home of the mankind. Is that true or not? I mean, really, is that true? Because if that's true, then last I checked, America is not on the African continent. So how is this going to be our ancestral home? Okay. Everybody in this world did not start where they are now. Everybody migrated from some place to another place. And then if you're a believer in the Bible, then like I am, you have to say, well, what happened after the flood? So when the flood happened, um, however many years that was, um, we started over. So how do we know it? Now, if you don't believe in the Bible, that's cool. You don't have to, we all don't have to believe the same. But it makes sense to me, okay, what happened. Now, I don't believe that all of a sudden the continents broke away from each other and they formed these geographical structures that we have in the world. I don't believe that. I think the good Lord created it the way it's supposed to be, and life goes on. But anyway, so I don't know. It is not an ancestral home. Okay. Not that I know. If anything, that would be Africa. Okay. That would be Africa. Because that's what everybody tell me. That's what the Garden of Eden is and all that stuff. Now they ain't doing sometimes some places over in Africa right now, they're not really doing that good. They're not really doing that good. They kind of, catching hell over there too. Okay. To be the home of mankind, at least the ones after the matter of fact. How do we? Yeah, I would do even after the flood. It happened. I believe it happened. I mean, I don't see anything that said it. I don't have any proof, but some things you got to go and believe. I believe I believe the Bible and just about everything it says. Although some things men have reinterpreted in ways that they want to, to justify their non-belief, which is cool. You don't have to believe everything. But anyway, but at the end of the day, we're gonna get back to my subject. Let me digress. Everybody says it's race, but you can't have an honest conversation about race because it's going to make us as a people really have to look in the mirror about the environment that we have allowed to persist and come about in our communities. Okay, and we don't want to. We don't want to be. We don't want to be. We don't want to. We don't want to have to look at that person looking back in the mirror. And our main problem is that we don't have daddies. We just don't have daddies. We don't have. We got fathers. Oh, we got plenty. We got plenty of them, but we don't have dads. That is the biggest impediment to progress in the Black community. Not having fathers. We got two, and we got some great dads too. Don't get me wrong. We got some great dads, and I don't even include myself as being a great dad. I was adequate, I think, in what I tried to do, and that's part of the past problem too, because we weren't taught how to do it. Like this wasn't Little Ricky. We didn't know. That we had to. I mean, some of these folks say they don't know they have to get a job and take care of their kids. They just think they're supposed to make them. Okay, because they ain't never seen anybody take care of them. So they say, "Hey, let the system do it." We got women who have replaced their kid's father, with the whip of the government. And you want me to show you how? I'm in Walmart one day. Yeah, I'm in Walmart buying some groceries, and the EBT machine went down. Eat better today and tomorrow. The EBT machine went down. And do you know there were at least 300 carts of food left in the aisles of Walmart because you have sold your soul to the devil and to the US government because you couldn't get any food because the card machine went down. Ladies and gentlemen, anybody that has that much control over you, you don't need to be around them. Okay. If a man can determine when you can eat and when you can't, we have a problem, Houston. Okay, and we have sold out to this thing. Yeah, I got folks on Facebook getting proud that they write songs about getting their EBT card. Listen, older folks, right on. They didn't work their butts off. They're on Social Security. They don't get much money, and it's hard out there. It is hard out there. It's tough. Trust me, I have my days too, but you make it through. Because funny thing about it, and I don't know how it happened. I don't know how they did it, but they did it back in the day when people used to have 18, 15, 13 kids. Somehow they always made it. And me, I was crying about two. You know, how did they do it? But they did it. They did it. They made it. Yeah, you didn't know everybody didn't get a brand new car. Everybody didn't get a brand new pair of Jordans every year. But somehow they got all the things they needed, even if they didn't get the things they wanted. So how did people make it back then? How did people make it with 18 kids? Well, I do know one family that's 17. Right down here, as a matter of fact, in Millbrook. How did they make it? Now we getting people with EBT with buying the government buying the groceries. Okay, you can even get a little help paying that light bill if you can't get it on. As a matter of fact, I'll be down there tomorrow. If you can get a little help on that. But how did those people make it? You know how they made it? They did what they have to do, and they worried about what they needed more than they worried about what they wanted. Okay. So again, Doc, let me digress back to what I'm saying. Somebody called me and tell me why you think, if have you ever been turned down for a job that you absolutely know it because you were black? Really, I mean, it's a conversation that we try to have sometimes in this and I want to do a roundtable via my studio here online, and and I want some young folks involved in it and stuff like that, because young folks today, they don't have any reason whatsoever to whine like they be doing. Okay. Well, I need some Jordans. Well, then play basketball like Michael Jordan and get one of them contracts, and you can get all the Jordans you need. Okay. But we don't like failure. Michael Jordan said he missed a lot more shots than he made. And he up until this point, it's probably been considered the best basketball player in the history of the game. Okay. But he said he missed more than he made. So life is about, if you fall down, get back up. Okay. Complete the journey. Don't blame everybody else because you stepped on it. Okay. I stepped on it. You stepped on it. As a matter of fact, I would say that there's not been one person out here, from the famous person in town to the lowest, that hasn't done something wrong, that hadn't failed at something. Everybody has. So the only difference between people who make it and those that don't is those that fail, they get back up and they try it again. Okay. It is not the falling down that gets us the strength. It is the getting back up every time we do. Okay. And therein lies the big deal. Okay. Therein lies the big deal. And so we got to teach our kids, and my mother used to tell me something one time that I understood where she was coming from, considering that she's from Mississippi. I understood what she said. Hey, Barbara, how you doing? Ain't seen you in a long time. I agree with that statement. Lack of dads, absolutely. Not fathers, but dad. And define dad. Dad is the man that takes full emotional, physical responsibility and relational responsibility to his children. Okay? All right? That's what a dad is. It's that relationship that he has, okay, with his kids. Okay? Not everybody can be a father. A dog can be we got dogs that are fathers. But dogs have this habit of impregnating everybody else's dog on the street and keep moving. I think as a matter of fact, I got a little dog that comes up to the house all the time. Every time I see him, he's pregnant. Well, I guess she's a she. I don't think she's a transgender. Every time I see her, she's pregnant by somebody. I mean, in certain place we call her what rhymes with no. We I mean, but you can't be a hoe dog because you dog. I mean, you don't know nothing else. So that's what a dad is. A dad is someone who takes the emotional and physical responsibility and relational responsibility to influence their children. That's what a dad is. Okay, and he don't get it all right all the time. Trust me, I don't. My son Z still wants me to apologize for what I smacked him back in and back in 2003 or 4, whatever day that was, because he said something smart and I smacked him. He's still mad at me about that. But guess what he does? Guess what he remembers? He remembers that I smacked him though. So I made my point. Okay, lack of dads. That's right. Not a lack of fathers, but a lack of dads. That's our problem in our community. And until we're willing to say that, and women, and here's one. I got to get to women too, because ladies, you meet a guy working at McDonald's. Now, men are different when it comes to pursuing a woman. Our goal is probably all about the same initially. But you meet a guy working at McDonald's making minimum wage. But he drives a nice car, okay? Which most of his check is going to that car. And we know that's cool because he bought that car and it's his car. He can do what he wants to do with his own money. But why would you? Because you're young. I got you. Because you're young, and young people do strange things. Okay. So that's a dumb question even to ask. Okay, dumb question even to ask. Why would you get involved with somebody who makes minimum wage and can't do much for you anyway? Because 3/4 of his check is going to a car note. Really, that's why it's important to get to know these guys before you get pregnated by them. And I realize when you're young, you get hot and horny. I understand it. I understand that because I wasn't thinking about that when I was coming up. But thank God, I couldn't talk nobody out of anything when I was in high school. I was trying, but I couldn't talk nobody out of nothing. Okay, so listen, they don't know how thankful I am that I couldn't. Okay, I was too short, didn't have a car, and too dark. Okay, so they wouldn't go out with a brother. But now listen. The good Lord knew what He was doing because He knew I wasn't ready. So it is what it is. It is what it is. So dads are the most important thing in our child's life because there's never been a child without a dad. Now, whether that dad participates in the upbringing of that child or not, one way or the other, and money's cool, money's good, but it ain't just, and ladies, it ain't just money. Matter of fact, I think 50% of the responsibility of kids is both parents, and he gets to keep them sometimes, and he got to do the daddy thing. But if you love your kids, and this is what women don't understand, especially in the hood. You let a man bond with his child. You let him have that relationship with his child instead of every time you get mad at him or he got a new girlfriend and then you don't want to, well, he don't want to see you. Okay, that's good. You are separating them more and more and more. And after a while, it doesn't even seem like his child. But you bond with your child, you will move heaven and earth. Because there have only been two things in this city that I would have hurt you over. and that's Z and E. Okay, I would have killed you over them. Nothing else mattered. You can steal my car, I don't care. You can break in my house, I don't care. We get another TV. But you mess with my boys, and somebody gonna have a fear. Somebody was gonna have a price to pay, and I may have had to pay the ultimate price, because I love them. And when you love something, your main concern is to make sure, okay, is to make sure that they're okay, that they're taken care of, and they're okay. Ladies, we gotta stop using the children as a chess piece. Okay, we just got to stop that. Let that man. And how do you know you was turned down because you was white, Dr. Joe? How do you know you were turned down because you was white? Really? What? How do you know? Give me the proof. Did somebody write you a letter and said, Dr. Joe, we can't hire you because you're white? I'm just. How do you know? Or is that your assumption that you were turned down? Now, if they told you that, then that's some. I'd have been sitting out there with a sign saying, discrimination, bigotry, whatever the case may be. But how do you know that you were turned down because you was white? And I hear a lot of white guys say that. It is possible. Oh, because he said so? Who said it? I'm gonna go talk to him. Who turned it? Was it a state job? Was it an education job? I mean, who said so? And listen, how do you know he was even telling the truth? Maybe he just didn't like you. Okay, maybe he just didn't like you, and he did the same thing other people do. He used race as a reason to turn you down, rather than to tell you that the other guy's more qualified. Now, I don't know that for sure if the other guy's more qualified, but tell me why. So the superintendent, what superintendent? In Montgomery? Because I know you up there where you live, so you don't live in Montgomery. So what superintendent told you that? Give me a name. I'm gonna call him up and ask him. Ask him, did you turn Dr. Joe down because he was white? Now he's probably gonna say no. Okay. Oh, he said he have to hire black. Did you get that on tape? Really? Did you get that on tape or anything like that? Did you get that on tape or did you? See, we need some proof of that. Because see, when you, okay, here we go. Which superintendent was it? Okay, which superintendent was it? Okay, because if he did it and you can prove it, then we need to know about him. Is he still a superintendent now? Or I don't know if it was a man or a woman, whoever it was. But again, I just like to see the proof that you didn't get hired or you got fired because of your race. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but what I am saying is that it doesn't happen all the time. Hola. That's right. Hey, that's my good friend right there from Veterans Wellness Center on Monticello Drive, the People's Doctor. We're going to get him to call in a minute here and see if he can tell him something. Hey, I'm going to put you on the, oh, it was years ago. Okay. I'm going to put you on the, I'm going to put my link on the, by my Facebook page out there and let you come in for a couple of minutes, People's Doctor, so we can tell these folks that what you can do for them. You can do all kind of things for them. As a matter of fact, and it ain't just BS. The guy does wonders over the wellness. So if you have some chronic pain and you've been hurting forever, you might want to look them Veterans Wellness Center. Now it says Veterans Wellness Center, but it's not just Veterans Wellness Center. It's for civilians too. It's not just those guys. But veterans go through a particular. Our body gets contorted to carrying things on our back, M60 machine gun, 70-pound rucksack, parachute, whatever. All the things we have to carry on our little bitty bodies. And when you're 5'7", okay, I'm 5'6" and 3/4, but I'm rounding it off to 5'7". When you're 5'7", it's difficult. Oh, I see. Okay. Well, we'll do it on Monday then. Okay, we'll do it on Monday. We'll have you on, and we'll talk about that because they do wonders over there. So if you have chronic pain, put your number. Hey, put your number on my thing so I can put it on the screen there. People's doctor, put your number on the comments right there so I can put the number so people can see. I'm telling you, you need to go see them. If all they do for you is give you another pill, okay, then there are other ways to handle pain, handle all kinds of things except another pill, another pill, another pill. How many times have you seen these shows where people say, "Well, I got hooked. I got hooked because I was on morphine. I fell off a horse, whatever case may be, you know, and and it messes you up. And then now you're stuck on a pill forever." He has a electrical issue, a electrical thing that he does because like he told me, your body has a lot of electricity in it, and what he does is that he'll be able to tell you himself, money. Uh, he uses that electric in your own body to help heal yourself. But he'll tell you, money, what it is. He can tell me that. Anyway, I just gave you the wait. No, you gave me what you say is proof. Okay, I'm just saying. Did they write it on a piece of paper? Because you got to be able to prove that. Did he write it on a piece of paper? Because see, and listen, I know you're an honorable man. I know your integrity is above reproach, but that don't mean nothing in the court of law. Okay, they need to see the proof that somebody told you that you could not be hired because you were black, because you were white. Okay, we just got to see it. I mean, we just got to see it. Okay, but anyway, because if you don't see it, it didn't happen. Okay, move right along to other things. Now that I've given my spiel, there were 8 of us. There were 6 boys and 2 girls, and just about all my brothers are dead now. My oldest brother's name was Sean. My other brother's name was Robin. Then there was Tim. Then there was Tracy and Marcus and me. And my sister's name were Roxanne and Yvette. That's right. And most of them live in South Bend right now. South Bend ain't now. Hey, go Irish. If y'all can, give me a couple of tickets to the game and I'll come up there one weekend, okay? I did not see it. I did see it and I heard it. Okay, I'm just saying. But a lot of people have said they got turned down for jobs because of a particular color, and it turned out often that was not the case. I'm just saying. But listen, if they want to put it on paper, then that's an actionable issue. I mean, that's discrimination. Okay. So I'm just saying, I got to hold you to the same standard I hold the black folks to. Unless you can prove it, it didn't happen. Okay, it just didn't happen. Okay, I'm just so show me something, bro. Show me something. All right. Anyway, moving right along to other things. Okay, so what we get? What do we clear up today? The president of the United States did not tell the Smithsonian Institute to take all the black people stuff out of there. Okay, biggest lie ever told. It ain't the biggest lie. The Russians, I mean, the Clintons told some of the biggest lies, but it didn't happen. Okay, and this came out all because of this DEI stuff. I'm so glad I'm glad the state of Alabama got rid of it, because how often it's already hard enough to get respect to people if they think you don't deserve the job. If they think you got hired because you were black to fill a quota. I mean, have you seen the vitriol that's on people's attitude in their face when they think they're walking around, you're a black guy, and they think, how'd you get? And that one guy asked me, well, how did you get this job? Well, I put in for it. And it didn't hurt that I actually worked for free for 6 months, in radio. It didn't hurt. I did what I had to do. Me and Don Markwell actually gave me a job when I didn't know anything about radio. So he brought me up there and let me sweep up and look around and hang around a little bit there. And I've been doing it ever since. But nobody gives you anything, unless you're willing to put some in it. Okay. I'm just saying. Now, here's the big issue right here. Attorneys representing the University of Alabama system in a lawsuit challenging Alabama's 2024 state law banning diversity, equity, and inclusion, otherwise known as DEI. Initiatives, so-called divisive concepts, claim in court filings that new federal guidance on anti-discrimination laws would make it unlawful for the University of Alabama to reopen spaces dedicated to minority students, liking it to unlawful segregation. That's something I don't believe in either. I don't think you need to to have barracks for black folks, a barrack for white folks, a barrack for Mexican folks, a barrack for Italian folks. America is a place built by many other people from other places. Because if you, let's say you're Italiano and you only want to hang around Italians, okay, well, go back to Italy, and you can get all you can get all you can handle. But when you come to America, and that's the problem with our immigration thing right now, when you come to America, if you don't want to be an American, then why are you here? I mean, really, if you don't want to be an American, and be an American, it means accepting everybody else from every place else, as long as the goals are the same, and that is to make us a better country. But if all you're doing is coming here for the dollar, then you'll never have an allegiance to our culture, to our way of life. There's some of our way of life we need to get rid of, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. But for the most part, though, for the most part, having been to a couple of countries, having been in some places, I've been to places that, till this day I still don't know where I was. But I don't know. I just That's just one of them things. Um, but if you don't come here to be an American, like the other day I saw somebody saying, there's a woman in Congress who's from Guatemala, who says her first um, obligation is to Guatemala. Listen, I ain't mad at you. So she ought to be thrown out of the Congress. Okay. Okay. She ought to be thrown out of Congress and stripped of any uh, rights as an American citizen. Okay. She's in the Congress of the United States of America. And her word was my first priority is Guatemala. She said, I'm Guatemalan first and American second. Now that kind of people, we need to put her on a boat and send her back where she came from. Okay. And she's in Congress. When you take an oath of office, you say, you pledge allegiance to the United States flag, to our government, to all that stuff. And she hadn't done that. And she's still up there. And listen, I don't know if she's a Republican or a Democrat, but I'm gonna bet you without even knowing. I'm going to bet you without even knowing. Yeah, she's on the Democratic Party. I have no doubt. I'm gonna see if I can get that in a couple of minutes here. But okay, I gotta take a break, but I'll be back in a couple minutes here. We'll be back, and I'm gonna see if I can find that thing for her. Again, I guarantee you, she's a Democrat. I guarantee it. Okay, I don't even know who she is. Okay, but she's a Democrat. What is this? What does it say? Since the 1960s, the only institutionalized racism has been affirmative action and DEI policies. Thank goodness the government is getting rid of them. Listen, I agree. I don't think we have the mindset. Now, there may be a couple of people with the mindset of that they're superior to everybody else. And listen, I don't care what you think. I mean, I don't care. You can think you Superman, jump off a building if you want to, and see how that works out for you. But you don't. I don't care what you think. Thinking don't bother me. It's what you do that bothers me. Okay. Yeah. And if you don't like black folks and if you don't like white folks, that's your problem. I mean that's your problem. But you see the cure and trying to the problem with rectifying the past is that you can't. You just can't. You cannot rectify the past. So, gotta take a break. I gotta take a pause for the calls.
I want to focus on that wonderful concept, that vital virtue that unfortunately and regrettably is often forgotten, the virtue of kindness, being kind. I want you to hear a story. 20 years ago, I drove a cab for a living. When I arrived at 2:30 in the morning, the building was dark except for a single light in a ground floor window. Under these circumstances, many cab drivers would just honk once or twice, wait a minute, then drive away. But I had seen too many impoverished people who depended on taxis as their only means of transportation to drive away. Unless the situation smelled of danger, I always went to the door. So I walked to the door and knocked. Just a moment, answered a frail, elderly voice. After a long pause, the door opened. A small woman in her 80s stood before me. By her side was a small nylon suitcase. "Would you carry this bag out to the car for me?" she said. I took the suitcase out and returned to assist the woman. She took my arm and walked slowly toward the curb. She kept thanking me for my kindness. "Oh, it's nothing," I told her. "I just try to treat all my passengers the way I would want my mother treated." When we got in the cab, she gave me an address. Then she said, "Oh, by the way, could you drive through downtown? It's not the shortest way." "Oh, I don't mind. I'm in no hurry. I'm on my way to a hospice." I looked in the rearview mirror, and her eyes were glistening. I don't have any family left," she said, almost to herself. "The doctor says I don't have very long." I quietly reached over and shut off the meter. "What route would you like me to take?" For the next 2 hours, we drove all around the city. She showed me the building where she had once worked as an elevator operator. We drove through the neighborhood where she and her husband had lived when they were newlyweds. She had me pull up in front of a furniture warehouse that had once been a ballroom where she had gone dancing as a girl. Sometimes she'd ask me to slow down in front of a particular building or corner. She would sit staring into the darkness, saying nothing. As the first hint of sun was creasing the horizon, she suddenly said, "Okay, I'm ready. Let's go now." We drove in silence to the address she had given me. It was a low building. 2 orderlies came out to the cab. As soon as we pulled up, they were solicitous and intent, watching her every move. They were expecting her. I opened the trunk, took out the small suitcase, carried it to the door. The woman was already seated in a wheelchair. "How much do I owe you?" she asked. "No, you don't owe me anything," I said. "Oh, you have to make a living," she answered. "Oh, there are other passengers," I responded. Almost without thinking, I bent over and gave her a hug, and she held on to me tightly. "You gave an old woman a little bit of joy," she said. "Thank you." I squeezed her hand, then walked into the dim morning light. Behind me, a door shut. It was the sound of the closing of a life. I drove aimlessly, lost in thought for the rest of the day. I could hardly talk. What if that woman had gotten in an angry driver earlier that morning, or one who was impatient? What if I had refused to take the run, or had honked once and driven away? On a quick review, I don't think I have done anything more important in all my life. I love that story. It sort of helps me allow life to make up its mind again. You need to remember that story. The times you will want to be anything but kind, because it is so much easier to bear a grudge and hate in return, or get back, or get even. Hate destroys the vessel it's kept in. Revenge never healed a wound. There's one thing all of us have in common: we've been mistreated by somebody. Some of you have known abuse, misunderstanding, and all of this has a way of siphoning your tank of kindness. It can make you hard. And you can get on with hard. You can get along with it. In fact, some will even respect you more because you're tough. But I urge you not to be. Be kind, tender-hearted, forgiving one another. When I'm truly free of revenge and bitterness, there is plenty of room in my heart left for kindness. And not until. Do what's right. Do justice. Love kindness. Walk humbly with your God.
Maybe you were born a really nice person with a gentle, sweet personality, and being kind to people comes pretty naturally to you, but I think more of the globe is not that way than is. And the good news is we can change.
It's amazing what one kind word can do. We don't think anything about it, but to the other person, it breathes life into their spirit. Our words have the power to lift people, to help them get through a challenge, to push them into their destinies. When you tell someone, I love you, I'm proud of you, you did great on that project, you're not just being kind, those are healing words. We don't know what people are going through. They may smile on the outside, but on the inside, they're hurting, they're lonely, they're discouraged. Many people have wounds from the past, wounds from a relationship that didn't work out, wounds from people trying to push them down. Just a simple word of encouragement. I believe in you. I'm praying for you. A simple compliment. You look beautiful today. It's no big deal to you, but to them, it's helping heal the wounds. It's lifting their spirits. It's causing them to believe in themselves. Your words can be what keeps them moving forward. And God puts people in our lives on purpose so we can bring healing. Letting people know that you care does more than you imagine. You have the power to put someone on their feet. You have the power to keep them from falling into depression. You have the power to cause them to pursue their dreams. Be free with your compliments. You can think well of your friend all day long, but if you never tell them, they'll never know. God wouldn't have brought it up if He didn't want you to tell them. He wouldn't have put that thought in you if the other person didn't need it. You may not know them. It may not make sense to you, but God knows what He's doing. There's a reason they need your healing. Don't withhold it. Don't try to reason it out. In my early 20s, a young man started coming up to the gym to play basketball with us. He was a loner. He was very unfriendly, very cold. He never talked. Even during the games, he wouldn't interact with us. Most of the guys just ignored him. But something down in here told me to reach out to him and make him feel welcome. I found out that his name was Bo. When he would come into the gym, I would go over and say, "Hey, Bo, it's great to see you today." He never said anything. He just hit his chest twice and walked away. I didn't know what that meant, but I hit my chest twice and walked away. This went on for several years. I saw him 4 or 5 times a week. Well, I stopped playing basketball there, and I hadn't seen Bo in over 20 years. One Sunday, he showed up at church. I saw him afterwards. I thought, where do I know this guy from? He said, "I'm Bo. We used to play basketball together." That's the most I'd ever heard him talk. He went on to tell how he grew up in the projects. At 14, he started living on his own. Nobody wanted him. He never felt loved or accepted. He said, one of the main reasons I went up to the gym was to hear you say, "Great to see you today," because nobody had told me that they were glad to see me. Those simple words, letting him know that I cared, were like life-giving water. Today, Bo is married. He introduced me to his children. He's setting a new standard for his family. What am I saying? Nobody is in your life by accident. Don't ignore what you feel on the inside, that compassion to encourage them, that desire to be their friend. Take time to make them feel loved. Doesn't have to be something big. Just good to see you. I believe in you. I'm praying for you. Just let them know that you care.
I want to focus on that wonderful concept.
We go with that. Okay. All right. I'm back. Hey, good morning, everybody. Hope that they fine. I'm normally not here this late, but since I got a late start, we're going to stay an extra hour because I got in here this morning and my system was still messing up. But I think I fixed it because I didn't have to call anybody. You know, the problem, now, one thing about learning, you learn better by experience than you do by paying somebody to fix something for you. Although yesterday I needed help, but today I got it. You know, good morning to you. If you want to give us a call, you want to, if you got some comments or anything you like to make, you can either write them on the page out there, or you can call us. And what's our number again? Our number is 5. I'll put it on there. I'll put it on the screen there. I mean, really. And we were talking about the racism and besides people claiming it, is there any proof that in today's in today's environment, that if you really think that race is an issue, then you're just wrong. It's culture, okay? It is culture rather than. And the lie that was told at the beginning of the week when I tell people, poverty is not caused by people being impoverished. Poverty is caused by lack of opportunity in certain areas because there's crime. So crime causes poverty. Poverty does not cause crime. Okay. Okay. I just had to get that straight on Monday. And there are those who would disagree with me, and that's fine, but prove me wrong. Show me show me a place where people are working, not rich, not work. They're just working people. Show me a place where they got the same amount of crime as people who sit around all day long complaining. They don't. Okay. And Gary, you need to look up Rita Pearson. Rita Pearson is a fantastic lady, and her speech should be mandatory listening every school day, every school year before it starts, and after it's over. I think they should be. She should be congratulated. That ought to be. If there was a speech if there was a Hall of Fame for speeches, that's one of them that ought to be in there. Okay, along with Newt Rockney and do one for the Gipper, with George Patton, with Sidney Poitier, and all these other people. Harry Belafonte. They said some great things too, especially when they were here back in the day at that what's that school over there on Fairview Avenue that let people. I think it was the last camp out before everybody marched downtown. It's a great speech. It moves people, I believe, anyway. Anyway, good morning to you. Hope this day finds you well. Now, before I left, I told you about this woman who says her priority is Guatemala, listen, it's okay to be proud where you're from. I mean, when I was, funny thing about being overseas, you first of all, you're glad you're from the same country. Secondly, then we break it down to, okay, what state you're from. Well, once we find out we're from the same state, that's cool too. Now we want to know what city you're from. Now, if we find out that we're from the same city, well, where you live? Well, I live over there, man. Well, that's right around the corner. I'm just saying. So there's nothing wrong with having an allegiance to where you're from. But when you're in the Congress of the United States making laws for us to follow and use getting all the benefits that generations before you even thought about being over here provided for you to tell us, well, let me tell you who it is. Her name is Delilah Ramirez of Illinois, who stated that her priority, or at least her proudest identity, is Guatemalan. While speaking to the second annual Pan American Congress in Mexico on August the 1st, a couple of weeks ago, she delivered the remarks in Spanish. Can't even do English, okay? But I guess that's, it was Mexico. They speak Spanish. And said, I am a proud Guatemalan before I am an American. See that right there, that wouldn't sit well with me. Then if you're so proud, then take your ass back over there and join their Congress. I mean, if you're that proud, I ain't mad at you. America is a place built by people from everywhere. Okay, this comment that she made sparked significant backlash from a bunch of conservatives, which I don't blame them on this one. Critics who interpret it as a misplaced national allegiance, and that's my problem. And that's what I take from that. I take from that too. I don't think she has an allegiance to America except to that American dollar that everybody wants. Well, I ain't mad. We all need them. That's true. In a widely circulated clip, Ramirez said in Spanish she was Guatemalan and proud of it first before American. So now she's a Democrat. It don't say she's a Democrat, but it says U.S. Representative Dollar. So she's got to be a Democrat. I mean, she's got to be a Democrat. I mean, a Republican, a conservative wouldn't say this. Okay, they just wouldn't say that. Let me see. She's got to be. I know these people so well now. I can just tell by what they say what they are. So let's see now. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. Is she a Democrat? See, I don't know. But now I'm looking it up. Okay, I know she's a Democrat. Okay, she's got to be a Democrat. I mean, you only Democrats say that kind of stupid crap. Let's see, Congress.gov. Yep, yeah, yeah. Didn't I tell you? She's a Democrat. She's in her she's in the third congressional district as a member of the Democratic Party. Right on. See, I knew it. I just knew it. Let me see now. They haven't heard from who since last week. I hear what you. Okay, I got you. Okay, I got you, Dr. Joe. I got you. Okay. Well, I like her. I like every school year. I play that because sometimes teachers need a little motivation too. They need to know that what they do is important. Okay, even though I raise hell of them. Which, come think about it, next Thursday we are going to have the join us. It's going to be at 11 o'clock. It's going to be around 11:45. We're going to have Zacchaeus Bird, who is the superintendent of schools. Now, my question is, do I run it live or do I just record it and play it later? Come think about it. If I run it live, I can still play it later anyway. Okay. But how would you guys like to have it? Okay. 11 o'clock ain't nothing going on anyway. So, and nice thing about this, we won't be subject to keep breaking for a commercial and all that stuff. So we'll be able to get some questions. And you will. I'll get y'all to call in and ask some questions if you want to. I'm only going to have like 45 minutes with them though, so we can get one or two questions in to the superintendent. But other than that, we'll have to be fast, okay, about it, and diligent about what we say, and be what's the word I'm looking for here? To be direct in what you want to know from the guy. No long diatribes and all that stuff about how bad it is, because he's been here a while now. Matter of fact, he used to be the superintendent over in Selma, and so he knows about Montgomery. Okay. Anyway, so you see, I tell you can tell Democrats. You can tell by the words they speak. You can tell by everything. Anyway, anybody know the name of the movie that Tyler Perry? Tyler Perry's put out 3 movies this year already. But there's one he put out called What's it called? Straw. It's called Straw. Yeah, that's what it's called. If you guys want to see a great movie, I don't know if it's on HBO or where it's at right now, but if you want to see a good movie, this is a movie. This is the closest realistic movie I've ever seen. What it's like being poor. Okay, I just want to make y'all see it. We're rooting for Dr. Bird since your mayor attacked him. Yeah, yeah, me too. I'm hoping he does well. I promised him that I wouldn't get him on the air and all those I gotcha moments. I'll get the first one's going to be a soft one. Okay, first one's going to be a soft one. Nobody's done anything bad, but I did go to one of the schools the other day. My son's school the other day to get some paperwork, and I saw people with cell phones in their pocket. And I thought that we said that we weren't going to have cell phones. See, I don't understand school system. You make rules, but then you don't. And I'm gonna ask him about that. Then you don't follow up on the rules. I can't understand that. Okay, I don't understand why you do that. So somebody call me so I make sure my phone working. I mean, I know I need to know 521-2963. I just need to know that the phone is working. That I don't have something else messed up today. So you help a brother out. Okay, help me out. Just let me know if it's working. So somebody call. Where's the number at? Where's that number at? Okay, well, it's somewhere around here. Okay, it's 334-521. Okay, 2963. 2963. Okay. Okay, so somebody call us so we know I know my phone working. All right, help a brother out because I gotta make sure that everything is working. There we go. Okay, so that's the number right there. You can call in. I just need a commo check. The mic's working today. Wasn't working yesterday, but it's working today. Okay. So anyway, my whole spiel today was people use racism for many excuses. Ah, okay. Let me see. Well, racism. Wait a minute. I don't hear you. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Hold on. Okay. Let me see. Okay. I don't hear. Okay, it's working. I see somebody, but I can't hear it ringing. Okay, so let me be your joy and laughter. Okay, now. Okay, so that's why I was checking to make sure. I don't know why. Okay, let me see. Okay. Alrighty then. Okay. Well, it don't seem to be working right now. All right. My bad. I don't know, but I've been told. Okay now. Well, okay, well I'll fix that next week. Sorry about that. Hey, appreciate you calling. But at least the phone number is working, but I don't see the let me make sure I got that shared correctly. Okay then. Well, it's been a tough week for me this week on this thing. But Mama said there's gonna be days like this, and there certainly this is one of those days. Okay. Let me see now. Okay, but I did see you call. It just didn't show up on the. It just didn't. I had no audio to it. That's probably got something to do with all the other junk I've been doing. So let me see microphone, speakers. Okay, here now. That's 1 and 2. Okay. No, that ain't it either. Okay, well we'll figure it out over the weekend, and we will get it done. Here's one right here. We'll get it done. Okay, there we go. All right then. Okay then. I think I got it. Working now. All right. Whew. Man, the thing I've had a tough week, but I ain't gonna give up. Okay. All right. Let me see. Let me see if I can call that individual back and see whether or not this thing is working. Yeah. Okay. There it is. Okay. So I think it's working now. We're working. Yeah. We're working. See, this is the only talk show in town that will call you back. I can hear you great. Yeah, I had the speaker set on the wrong. I think you can. I'll have to see if somebody out there can see if they can hear. Hey, y'all, give me a commo check out there. Can you hear the caller on the on? So I can't tell you his name. It's top secret. I think he. Okay then. Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. Well, let me figure. Okay, good. Let me figure this out. Uh, uh hey, it's been a tough week. Okay, so let me see there on that one. Um. Okay, so that goes there. So this one must go to the other ones. Okay. Okay. Now, somebody call me back. Marcel, call me, man, so I can make. I'm going to check see if I got it right now. Okay. I think I got it right now, though. I think I got it right. I got to get a producer. I got to start making money so I can pay people to do the hard work here, so I can just do the good stuff. Okay, this technical stuff is just hard on the brother, but it's a good thing I got a little bit of knowledge of this stuff. But boy, it's still tough. Um, Somebody call me so I can see if I got it fixed. I think I got it fixed though. Okay, I think I got it fixed. It is man, where does the time go when you're having fun? Anyway, moving on to other things. So, what else was in the news? Uh-oh. Wait a minute. I see him calling, but okay, I hear you now, but can can you I am. Y'all got to start giving me donations or something then, so I can try and get somebody on here. Okay then. Well, I hear you, but I don't think anybody can. Yeah, I don't think anybody can hear. Okay, well, let me fix this out. And okay, I'm just checking. I'm gonna produce. I'm gonna get one. Okay, so that I got that right there. Um, okay, I got that right there. Communications, speakers, communications. We want to go communication. Oh, okay then. Okay, I got you. I think I got it. Okay, I think I do. I have it right now. Let me see here. Oh, it's been a tough week. I need it. I need. Okay, I need to just. Okay, here we go. There we go. Uh, three something right there. Okay then. Um, well, anyway, I'll get it next week because I'm lost again. All right then. Uh, Share. Oh yeah, I didn't. Yeah. I need to do that now. Yeah. That's right. Hey, I'm the one that came up with this whole idea, and I forgot what to do. All right, let me do what I need to do here, and then we will hopefully get back to hopefully we will get back to what we need to be doing. Okay, let me see. Share the screen. Yeah, I forgot to do that. All right. Share the screen. Share the screen. Okay, there we go. Also share the audio. Okay. Okay, we got that going on too. Okay. All right, one more time. Somebody call me see if I can get this right. One more time. Just call the number and 521-2963. Anybody can call. I just want to make sure I got it right. Because Monday I don't want to go through this. Okay. I want to come off like I'm sharp, like I normally am. All right. So, something's wrong. Okay, now. Okay, so it's ringing. Okay, never mind. I see. Hang up because I don't know what's going on with it right now at the minute. So, all right, appreciate it. Okay, I had it right. Okay, I'm gonna get this right. Okay, I won't get off the air until I get this right. Okay, I'm just saying. I'm gonna get it right. Okay, so let me call my own number here. Let me see. Five. Hey, sorry, I got to do the technical stuff on the air, but you know, That's what it takes sometimes. Pro 1, 2. Let's go. 1, 2. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, let's go. 3. Okay. Okay, okay, let me see if I can get this here now. Okay, now. I'm glad y'all being patient with me today because it's been tough. 3, 3, 4, 5, 2, 1. I'm working on it. 5, 2, 1, 2963, 2963. Okay, so it's not okay. Okay, so I'm calling my own self right now, and I am not hearing what I need to hear. Okay. Okay, let me see here now. Oh, okay. Now let me see if I. Oh, wait a minute. Was somebody calling? Okay, then. Let me see. Let me see. Okay, never mind. I'll just do this stuff later on because this is this is tough. It's kind of hard to do it. Okay, it's kind of hard to do it when I'm working on it. Okay, now. Well, we'll figure that out later on. Right now, you can just text me or do it on the thing here. 'Cause there's something going on. But I just called him. So okay, so why is it not doing its thing? Okay, let's see. 3, 3, 4, 9, 2, 2, 30, 30. Okay, let me see. Call me again. Hmm. Well, I can't tell you. I'll figure that out tomorrow. It's almost time to go anyway. So, okay, I got you. I can't get you because I can't talk to you. Okay, well, let me talk to my off-site technician right quick here. I think that's who this is. Okay. Yes. I don't have a clue. I mean, it was working a few minutes ago, but no, 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 I don't hear myself at all. So wait a minute, I gotta go. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Only thing I'm having a problem with is the phone right now because you got to go into the settings here and like. Do you hear the caller? Okay. No, I can't. But I think it's a matter of me making okay because the speakers are on Pro FX 334 and the right. Well, not the voice. Yeah. Well, yeah, yeah. And the ringing is on Pro 1-2 3F. Yeah. So I got the ringing and matter of fact, I got them all on the same thing. No wonder yeah. No wonder that's a messed up situation right there. 1, 2, 1, 2. I'll figure it out later on. I'll get it. I shall get it. That's where I am right now. It says 3 Pro XF as far as the line is, and the ringing is 3 to 4 3 Pro FX. So I don't know. I'll figure it out when I get off when I get down here. Hey, I'm talking to my technician on the phone, guys. So and it did the same thing today that it did yesterday. But through my diligence and hard work, I figured it out. Yeah, yeah. But we got it. We got it. Mama said there'd be days like this, so just one of them days where we work it out. Cost me an extra hour of work today, but that's okay. Gotta keep my customers happy. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. That I don't know. I didn't even try that. But let me get off the phone, man, because people looking at me like I'm crazy. So All right. Anyway, so that's okay. We'll figure all that out later on. Anyway, it's I don't know why that's not actually working. Okay, now so it should be working now. It should be calling me anyway. Okay, so there you go. Okay, okay. Hello, hello,
Hello?
hello.
Hello?
How you
How
doing?
you doing?
How's mom and
How's
them
mom
doing?
and them doing?
Okay then.
Okay then.
Can anybody
Can
hear that
anybody hear that
on the
on
phone?
the phone?
How you
How
doing?
you doing?
How you
How
doing?
you doing?
How
How
you?
you doing?
Okay, I was talking to myself right there. Okay, who knows? Okay, somebody give me a call. Let me see if I got this going. I think I got it fixed. I think I got it fixed. Okay, but then again, I've said that many times this morning. Okay, share the screen. Yeah, I forgot to share the screen the first time. Forgot about that. See, because I came up with this idea and I forgot what to do. Anyway, moving right along. What do you guys think about a well, moving back? Okay, okay. So what about Monday was the big lie about how we've been telling poor folks that the reason you live in poverty is because you're poor. Like they don't know that already. Okay, like we don't know that already. Um, so what we figured out is that the reason you're impoverished, the reason why impoverished neighborhoods do bad is because a lot of people use that poverty to make an excuse of why they can't do anything, and that's just not. Matter of fact, it's an insult to what God created in you. He created you to get up, do something, become something, make a difference in the world. Okay, so when you just give up, you insult God. You're saying God can't do it, and when you say God can't do it, then you're really in trouble. Okay, whoever you call God, if He's a God, He can do it. Okay, I'm just saying but sometimes you can't say I'm looking for a job and never get off the couch. You know what I mean? You just can't. You can't look for a job, and you can't quit the ninth grade and 1 to 10 years later while you're still working at Mickey D's. Not because you want to, but because you have to. Okay. So I'm just saying, every decision, everything we do, everything we become, everything that happens to us starts with a decision by us. Me, you, and everybody else. It starts with a decision by us. We're responsible 99.9% of the time of where we end up in this life. And it's like Martin Luther King said, I played earlier. Your life's philosophy means something. I'm always using the word philosophical. I'm always using the word philosophy because what we believe as individual or a group matters. Your philosophy is like the wind. It takes you in one direction or the other. You can go against the wind or you can go with the wind. But that philosophy will always be with you. The contents of that philosophy that you believe in would be in everything you do or say. So make sure, just make sure that you believe in things that are real. Believe in things that are real, not this fake thing. And here's okay. I hate to say this to you. Okay, I hate to say. Malcolm X said, you know, nobody cares if you're sitting somewhere crying. They don't. Nobody cares if you sitting around somewhere in the corner saying, woe is me. They don't care. Okay. People were more likely to help you if you get out there and you're trying. That's why I can't stand these guys who sit on the corner in Montgomery and beg for money. I can't stand it. Okay. And yes, and now it's getting worse now. So we got a pregnant woman out there yesterday with a big belly way out there begging for money. Now, just because you pregnant don't mean I got to be sympathetic to you. I didn't do it. It ain't my child. I mean, again, but that's just saying the man whose child that is. If somebody's gonna set out there and do that, he should be out there doing that, and he ought not be out there doing it either. I've been looking for a radio job, right? And on Indeed, I get all kinds of offers, but here's what I'm finding out: that these things don't really exist. Some of these jobs don't really exist. Okay. but they make you think they do because they send you emails. Okay, they really don't exist. What they're doing is that some of these places, all they're doing is taking applications. So just in case they do get ready to fire somebody, they got some applications in the hopper. Okay, so I don't know how many of you guys have worked with Indeed. Indeed, they got one called Indeed and Zip Recruiter, and I've been dealing with the Indeed. I like the Indeed thing because you can throw your resume on there. And now here's my question. Let's say you're 68 years old and you're putting in a resume, and they want to know what your education is. Should I put that on there? I mean, really, does it matter? I mean, at this point, does it matter whether I went to college or not? How long I stayed on the job? I mean, I got experience. I'm going on my experience. So should I? And then when I finished high school 50 something years ago. Really? You think I'm? I guess it was 50 years ago, 1976. I mean, do you really think that is that 50 years ago? 76, 86, 96, 2006, 2016. 49 years ago, as a matter of fact. Yeah, next year it'll be 50 years. I finished high school. So, really, I don't feel like going through all that. Well, give me your high school. Give me the classes you took. Really? Does that really matter? I forgot everything I learned in them anyway. I'm just saying. So, do y'all still do that? Do you if you've been out of high school? Well, probably there aren't too many people looking for a job at 68, I guess. But man, who wants to come home and sit down and just look at? I can only take so much gun smoke. Okay, I can only take so much Mission Impossible. I watch it enough now. I'm tired of it. Except Maverick, I can watch Maverick like at least once a day. Okay, not Maverick the cartoon, but the one with Tom Cruise, Top Gun Maverick. If you haven't seen it, you need to see it. It's a really nice. It's a really nice show. Well, anyway, guys. I thought I could stay, but I can't. So I got to go because this thing can only be 2 hours long. So I'll see you next week. Hopefully I have everything worked out. Have a great day. Bye.